What's up, brother? About to drop a video. This one will definitely be a quick one today. It's about videos about to go live. I'm uploading it right now at the moment as we speak. Just did all the editing, full tabs, everything. Got my thumbnail now. We're doing a thrash metal style today. So thrash metal, doing this, I did it on a live, I don't know if you caught it the other day. I'm just doing a DUNN style, how I just call it the backwards forwards riff. So there's full tabs for it, everything. I call it the backwards forwards. I've pretty much figured out it's from playing dime riffs, the Pantera riffs. And I think it's some of the leads he does too. So basically you go, I'm saying when you're coming this way up the strings, that's like going backwards, and then that going back down is going forward. So going up, down. For some reason in my head, I suppose because I'm going up this way, then back down, or is that down, then up? It's whatever, it makes sense in my head. So I'm calling it the backwards forwards. It's not sweep picking, it's just like alternate picking with hammer-ons. You'll see it in the video. It's just, yeah. So basically what you do, you just start on one string, go to the next string, and then you just go back to the next string. That first string you started on for one note. So it's like bam, it's like so you're going like that, then like this, and then you go to the next lot of two strings. I do it over three strings. I can do it over, I did it with the harmonic minor scale too. So it's like you do it every two strings. You'll see it in the video, it'll make sense with the tabs. And I'm just calling and I always do it over two strings. So as I do one, you can do it any way. It's just basic, instead of just descending all the way going, you know, one string at a time descending, or one string at a time going this way, when I start at the higher strings and I come up to the lower strings, and I'm calling it, or go backwards up the strings, I go one quickly forward as I'm going. So all it is, it's like adding in an extra note instead of just doing a simple scale where it's like bum 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 bum. That's going sound like up. But yeah, all you do is go quickly just and then quickly one back. You'll hear it in the video. It'll make more sense than me trying to explain it with words. But yeah. Yeah, it's just the pattern that I do. And you only do it over two strings, then you just go to the next two strings and do the same thing. And it's like a descending, it's getting more notes out of a scale. You don't have to do hammer-ons, but you'll get what I mean. It turns something sounding very simple into something sounding a bit better. And I've got tabs. And this time I actually put the tabs. I've tried this one because I've had people say when they pause the videos and the tabs at the bottom of the screen, and you pause it on a YouTube video if you're on your computer, the play bar covers the tabs and you can't read what I'm doing. So now I'm trying something new with this video where I put the tabs up the top of the screen. So when you pause it, you won't have the play bar in the way. So that was something that kept popping up. A lot of people were like, and I thought, oh, you just have to click on the screen, because when I watch it on my TV, you just push up and it gets rid of the play bar. But on the computer, when you try push on the screen, it just freaking starts the video again. Yeah, it's just the tabs up the top. Don't know about the title. But yeah, you get what I mean anyway. So we'll get this one cracking. It's about to upload anyway. And once this goes live and I can upload it, I'm jumping off this live stream. So definitely a quick one today. We're just going to crack this thing. We go there. So I'm just doing that, all my computer stuff right now as we get this cracking. Go some content. some analytics. I'm calling it thrash metal riffs. Because one thing with YouTube too, you always have to. They want titles for everything. Oh, we don't want that one. I'll try death metal riffs. Thank you. It's got my Patreon link. Pushing that one like I always do. Push the Patreon. 50 cents a week. It's a bargain. And if you act now, you get some steak knives. Tips for playing faster. I think you just got to play more. You got to start thinking about a thing called economy of movement. I think it's just progression to play faster. You know, you got to start off at a slow tempo and then just bump it up a little bit. I get that a bit, eh? I kind of look like Lionel Messi. Isn't he Argentinian? He's from Argentina. Is that what he is? How do you even say that? Argentinian. Like a freaking Aussie you can't talk. I'm like the skinny version, I suppose. Yeah, well, I'm like Irish. Irish and Scottish, so who knows? Maybe they came over from Spain or Argentina. Argentina? I can't even say it. What the fuck? What's going on, mate? Bloody hell. Yeah. I'm sure they went all over Europe, isn't it? All got mixed up. I'm more thinking the Irish guys went on the boats and met some because they're sort of like Spanish-style women, aren't they? Who doesn't like freaking South American or Spanish women? But yeah, so there you go. I can't play soccer for crap. I'm too old. I probably need some type of oxygen tank or something. Yeah, from Brazil, Sepultura. So I'm nearly like 50 years old, mate. In a year and a bit, I'll be 50. That's crazy. But yeah. Well, upload, we've got 77%. Once it uploads to this one, then I upload it to my Patreon. And you get the guitar tabs for that. What's Bragia? Is that Brujeria? Oh, I thought you were just doing that one. What's up, brother, from Mexico? Greetings from Australia, brother. It's actually summer here. It was freaking nearly like 100. It was 90-something degrees today. It's freaking red hot. It's going to be nearly, like, I think 100 tomorrow. Or nearly close to 100. Alright. We got smashed to work. I reckon I lifted about freaking 800 kilos. Over 2,000 pounds worth of building supply in 90-something degree weather. Yeah, I know. I've heard of that one. That's Dino was in that, wasn't he? Dino from Fear Factory. I've never really listened to him, eh? Brujeria, however you say it. Once again, like us Aussies. Oh. Yeah, no, well, there's a guy in here that just said, greetings from Mexico in the chat. Up in the chat, it's like greetings from Mexico, Alberto. I've never really listened to them, tell you the truth. So, yeah. I think I was stuck on Sepultura, Pantera I was stuck on for years. I was obsessed. Yeah, grindcore, I don't know. It depends the day. I sort of like little bits of grindcore, but sometimes it's a bit too much for me, most of the time. Yeah, are they a parody band? I don't know what they are. I'm pretty clueless to tell you the truth when it comes to a lot of these bands. I'm pretty clueless to all of this stuff. Even like the different grindcore's my alarm. Imagine that. What does it just go? Yeah, Metallica's a big one too. Who didn't love Metallica growing up? Look, this one's like I use this one in the video. It's like collars coming off it and freaking had it for years. Metallica's classic. What's up, Liam? Just about to drop a new video, mate. Yeah, I was freaking heaps sick on Friday. Got smashed, and there was recovering Saturday. And then being busy too. Had a house inspection, and I'm in a rental, so you've got to go crazy and mow lawns and you know it's like go crazy cleaning everything. So that was killer, trying to do work and all of that, and keep pumping out the videos. Then I had one of my biggest fans yesterday asking when I'm going to finally get my album or something happening. I don't know. I swear it's like it's not something I'm ever really. I suppose I'm lazy on that. It's never been something I've been focused on, like having a band or doing albums or anything like that. It's been, you know, I'm definitely half-assed. Like I just like to muck around a lot on guitar, and that's why I've been so surprised with the success of the channel. Like I just muck around and have fun, and there's like here's some riffs, jump, 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 stank face, pulling faces, doing my little licks, doing a little bit of legato, all of that. But and 10K celebration song. Well, I'm talking to some guys from Canada. I've been talking to a lot of people. I've really been trying to get some vocals done. Like something that's really hard. And I really would love someone who's like probably more of a shredder than me to throw some sweet picking on there, or that would be cool too. But yeah, it could have to be some 10K celebration song while the holidays are going. But I'm definitely not my strong point writing songs or any of that. Like I'm just so I love improvising. Whatever that is. But now that the channel's growing, it's like, you know, let's have a bit of fun with it. And you're saying about getting faster. I think, like for me, it's one of these things. I could be faster than I am now. Like I'm not the fastest. I'm not like the fastest player out there. I go all right, but I think you've really got to start training if you want to get faster and start to examine what you're trying to do. But it's one of those things you just got to play. There's no way around it, you know. Don't go too deep down into a string. That's another big thing. You know, you want to just clip the top of it. Resistance is going to slow you down. You've also got to be controlled, but I tell you what, there's never no exact rule. Nah, don't collect vinyl. I meant to ask about going with the tempo on fast. So what do you mean by that? Well, you got to understand, like, okay, going with a metronome, it's basically subdivisions, right? You got to think of it. That's why I say most of the music we listen to, pop music, and a lot of the easy way to listen to music is 4/4. So just think AC/DC, right? Oh, all checks completed. About to drop this video. Basically, you've just got to listen to the beat. And then there's subdivisions to a beat. So a metronome's going click, 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 click. That's probably quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. But it's going click, 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 click. But with a metronome, you get to accent. Say you were doing something in like 6/8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. So you've got to understand. See, 200 beep. What you've got to do, don't get lost. When it's 200 BPM, still try to find the quarter note or the whole note. So even when it's like it's still listen to the drums when you listen to songs. So if something's really fast, start to recognize when the snare goes. So it's like you know what I mean? Like you can have subdivisions when something's going fast. So it's like it's still got to think of it like it's a hi-hat going. You know what I mean? And that's why instead of a metronome, I like drum programs. So you're hearing the snare and you're hearing kick drums and you're hearing that. That's how I trained my tremolo picking. Was with a drum machine for years. That's all I ever played with. Going, I just play for ages, just locked in with a drum machine. I got one back in the 90s. This Alesis. But here we go. We're going to drop the... But yeah, I'd say that you just got to keep doing it. Like rhythm is something you've got to do. And play along with other people's songs is definitely going to help. But I got to the point where, you know, if you have something going and you get the chugs, it's just like, even if it's going fast, you can be like, drum, 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 brrrr, and then like fast tremolo picking. You know, like you know. It's hard doing it with my mouth, but you get the idea what I'm saying. It's start listening to drummers. If you want to understand rhythm, you can hear it in guitar players, but drums is where it's at. Really start to just get him, like, obsess over drums. I can't play him for crap, but I love listening to them. They will teach you timing. And you just listen to that dude. He's like, you know, I remember these beats about. They would be like that. They have this like this cymbal going. That sort of beat. And that used to always like, I'd be like, how's he doing that? So, yeah, did you get that? You get that from me, Liam, playing to the double kicks? But you're saying you're struggling with doing it at time. See, like anyone can anyone can tremolo pick to no beat. It's so easy to play fast with no rhythm. But the minute you have to lock in, right? The minute you have to lock in with the beat, you'll feel more of a burn in your arm. There's just something about it. But when you're just freestyling, you're like, and you think you're a machine, you're just knocking it out, but you're swaying all over the place. You're going faster, you're going slower, you're like, you know. But if you can do that, man, it's basically just the groove, locking into that groove. You know, start to look at odd time signatures too. Will start to spin your brain out. That's another good thing too. Start finding like guitar players and drummers that start doing odd time signatures. So anything that's an odd number. Like I know it's always like when it's like 5 or have a 7, you know, 7's like a fun one to do. You know, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, it starts making your brain think a bit more, and then when you hear a 4/4 beat, you're like, oh, because 4/4 beat is definitely easy, but I like the groove of it. I think it's just growing up more listening to rock and AC/DC, and like more, you know, listen to all that hair metal stuff and all the pop music I listened to in the 80s. Like, I love all that stuff. I'm even thinking about doing a but yeah, I just love improvising after work pretty much, or just whenever I play. That's why I don't really record anything. I do little bits, but it's not like, oh, I need to create a product and make an album, or, you know, when I was younger, I used to play live, and you do the classic, you know. Was playing Master of Puppets start to finish when I was 16 years old. Creeping Death. It was pretty much Metallica. Sepultura Rise, Dead Embryonic Cells, Troops of Doom. It was all thrash metal. And I remember when I was younger, a lot of like the more like Carcass and Deicide and all those, and Cannibal Corpse, it was like going over the top of my head. And I remember playing more like rock music and all that, blues and all that, a lot more soft stuff. And I think it was only, and then you'll notice, like I said too, like, is thrash metal and death metal are so locked. Like, there's some Slayer riffs that could be death metal riffs. If you just put more double kicks and growling vocals, Slayer would be death metal. 100%. So it's very funny how, like, yeah, some people who think that, yeah, I won't say what it's, but, you know, it's funny how, like, I won't even mention what it is, but someone who thinks I don't know what death metal is, basically someone I grew up with and went to high school. Basically, yeah, knew him since I was 14 years old. We went to see Sepultura. He actually lost his wallet, and I went searching for it, and I found his wallet on the road with his concert ticket. He wouldn't have seen Sepultura live if it wasn't for me. Hey? But, yeah. But it's so funny, like, that's why I teach on this channel and what is the core elements of just picking. It's tremolo picking, gallops, and down picking. They're the fundamentals of heavy metal, are those three things. And then string skipping. You know, you could do alternate picking, but alternate picking starts getting more into lead territory. If we're talking strictly rhythm and riffs, tremolo, down picking, gallops. That's it. Yeah, but pinchies are an effect. They're picking and they're part of it, but to me they're a sound effect, pinch harmonics. Do you know what I mean? And what I'm talking about is saying the fundamentals of heavy metal picking are those. Like, you can create a death metal or thrash metal song without pinch harmonics. I love pinch harmonics, but to me they're an effect. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's not tiring to do a pinch harmonic. Like, getting your down picking and tremolo picking tight and fast burns your arm. You feel the burn, and gallops. Pinch harmonics doesn't do that. So that's what I'm talking about, like honing in those you know. And then it comes down to doing your chords, power chords, you know, and octave dyads. I've been learning with this channel as I go. But pinch harmonics they're a picking technique for sure, but I call them more of an effect. They're like a, yeah. You don't really, you know, start off, and you see how much I do. But I've got pinch, man, I was on fire with my pinch harmonics in this latest video. I was killing it. And I was doing the dime bag squeals. Oh, it's definitely essential. But yeah, I don't know if you know what. I don't know if obituary. I would even say obituary doesn't really use pinch harmonics. I need to go to rehab. I wouldn't be surprised if I come home and there's going to be people saying, "Look, we need to talk about your overuse of pinch harmonics in." You can't call it death metal and use that many pinch harmonics, okay? You're doing deathcore or metalcore, okay? If you keep doing pinch harmonics, you're going to have to get a Monster Energy sticker on your guitar. But not in their riffs, eh? Yeah, if I keep doing too many pinch harmonics, I'm going to have to get sponsored by Monster and go on the Vans Warp Tour. That's why I call things death metal. Obituary is death metal. Like, fair enough, all this new stuff and some of the older stuff went crazy, but obituary is death metal. That's why I call it that. And it's the lyrics and the drums that make death metal death metal. It's the guitar playing between thrash and death metal really doesn't change too much. You just have to do that, hang out a couple, and maybe the chord, the scale choices, some more dissonance, like more half steps, more chromatic. Well, is there the rock and metal? I would say it's the scale use. Rock tends to be, it's the choice of scales and the choice of notes between rock and metal. And then it started getting faster, you know, more aggressive picking. You know, I'd say rock was a lot more simpler, depending which rock, but it's very simple chord progressions. It's all an evolution, but if you I play guitar. But I also like rock as well. Which, you know what? I might have to do a series on the channel called Guilty Pleasures. Eh? I don't know if all the death metal purists will like that. I'll do one called Guilty Pleasures, where I'm not being strictly death metal all the time. Like, bruh, I'm nearly 50 years old. I love the 80s. I love 80s. One of my favourite frickin' people to listen to is Cyndi Lauper. I don't care. I ain't trying to be nothing I'm not. Like, oh, I'm extreme. Go extreme. Like, I play lots of different styles. Like, I would say, like, I was more of a thrash metal rock thrash metal player for most of my life. Always loved to listen to death metal, but it was pretty much a bit too hard for it. Not obituary. I played obituary, but Carcass, and that was always like, what's going on, man? Freaked me out. And then I would say when all the world shut down and I got pretty annoyed, it changed. I was like, I don't know what happened. Something happened to my brain. And I was like, I want to pick faster. And then I did have someone influencing me too, who, if you're part of my Discord, you would have seen what happened there. That's why it probably annoys me the most, because that person who making those videos was actually one of my... He pushed me probably the most as a guitar player. And annoyed me so hard that he'd be like, always just like, what are you doing this? What are you... This? I reckon I'll never forget it. You know, I'd just play a 2-note power chord and he's like, do 3 notes, it sounds thicker. When you're palm you're muting and you're doing chugs, get more strings into it, sounds thicker. Like the tremolo picking and all of that. And this dude, like, man, his picking hand was just like, he's probably still can pick like that. One of the fastest, best pickers I've ever seen in my life. But he just, bro, what can I say? Yeah. I'll leave it at that, as I'm not even going to bad mouth him on here, on YouTube. But he definitely is, and that's probably why it gets to me and annoys me the most, because I can't ever escape that he's been a big influence on me as a guitar player. And I can just hear the voice of just like, what are you doing? Like when I'm getting weak or whatever. And it changed me, 100%. You know? It influenced me. And the music that he listened to, like, he was way ahead of me on searching, still is, way ahead of me on how he listens to music. Yeah, the shirt critic. I'll get in trouble for that. Definitely, like, pushed me. Pushed me and pushed me, but then, hey. And I wish him the best, man. I literally do. Like, I'm just trying my best on YouTube. I'm not trying, you know. That's why, like, anyone who's been watching this journey with me has witnessed the change as I've done this channel. It's been crazy that people have turned up for the channel, you know. And it's growing the way it's growing, and that people have encouraged me. Because I'm not a professional musician. I never pretended to be. I'm just someone who goes to work full time in a factory in Australia, has put a lot of my money into gear and guitars, and then I just come home and I riff out. Like, I'm annoyed with the day and I just like cha 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 cha, and I try pick and I do what you see me doing, you know. It's just an outlet for me. It's a hobby. It's a fun thing to do. I've never not said that. Like, anyone knows that. But hey, look, I'm bringing something to YouTube that people appreciate, right? And that's, at the end of the day, if someone wants to take all the little techniques and patterns and things and wants to write music and can find people, I've already got one of my students that I was teaching. He's now got a band going, got another guitar player. Before you know it, he'll be releasing some music. And I got shared that yesterday. I've been shared that a couple of times. People have written songs and like, oh, I wrote this song from the ideas you showed. I'm like, that's sick. So, yeah, it's nothing but. It's been nothing but love, and it's all fun. You know, and then I've started to talk more about attitude and psychology and all that sort of stuff. And that's what this is all about. It's just having fun. And guitar, it's almost like going for a ride on a motorbike, and you don't have to go join the MotoGP or race the Isle of Man. You can get a dirt bike And you don't have to be as good as Deegan or the Lawrence brothers and throw mad jumps and do backflips. You can just take it easy and cruise. You know? It's not about any of that. Like, I'm not trying to, this isn't my career. I'm not trying to be like, I have to play guitar and I have to create a product that then I can make an album and songs that then I can sell to you. It's never been my goal. It was never been that for me. And it's almost like, oh, you know, maybe you can just go play, you can go play golf and not be the greatest golf player, but you don't have to join the PGA. Like, what is it? And I do push myself, and there's enough people I've seen comment, wish they could play like I could play. But there's other people who can play way better than me. There's kids. There's like 10-year-olds who can shred better than me. Like, but, you know, and then it's just weird. And then you'll get, I've only got one critic, eh? It's the funniest stuff. I don't get it. And I'm happy to be who I am, whatever it is. I think that's what's really happening with my channel, is there is so many measured and calculated people out there that are putting on a persona on YouTube. And there is a community of just people who work full time and come home from work and just for their free time and their enjoyment like to play guitar and just chug out on riffs. And there's people who are just getting back into it or coming into it, and they see, well, I love creating these videos. I love the comments. Like, I'm creating. I'm not doing an album or anything like that, but I'm creating guitar content that is encouraging and inspiring people. Just when I riff out, people have said so many times they listen to me or watch a video and they go and pick up their guitar. That's what I'm creating. It's literally the subscribers and the comments. Every person who's left a positive comment on my channel is the reason this channel is even still going. That's period, right? I would have stopped making videos. But it was some people like, oh, don't stop, man. Like, this video really helped me. You know? And there is music coming, don't worry. I'm talking to some people, and I think I'm just going to have fun with it and not take it too seriously. And I know my critic is going to love it. I'm happy for that. But I'll even send him a free copy if he'd like. I'll get some tapes or vinyls done one day. Thanks, brother. Yeah, this is thrashed out. This one's old as. It's nearly fallen off me. But yeah, the good old Whiplash. Whiplash. But yeah, Metallica's, that is like, the most of the covers I know that I can play all the way through is Metallica. They're my number one probably band for sure. And then all the extreme or death metal was always, I suppose I was a bit too lazy to push myself that hard. Because I've been learning like with some of the Cannibal Corpse that when you do that pinky hammer on stuff, I'm like, oh. Then like it's pretty much Metallica, Pantera, bits of Slayer. Like Metallica and Pantera are the songs I play all the way through. I started with Guns N' Roses and all the hair metal and all that. Skid Row and all that. When you were going to high school in the 80s, they were all big. I love Appetite for Destruction. I don't really care what anyone says. Because, you know, I'm trying to keep up an image as I'm extreme and Megadeth rules. Like, everyone's going to say Rust in Peace, and it is. I love Rust. Rust in Peace is just classic. But now what I listen to, you know who I was listening to today at work was a band called Havoc. Havok. Have you heard of a band called Havoc? They were doing Slayer covers, Metallica covers, but they were ripping. I don't know where they come from. Man, they were rule. Oh, thanks, Butters. Yeah, that was just another idea. It's an American thrash metal band from Denver, Colorado, formed in 2004. It's an American thrash metal band from Denver, Colorado, as to David Sanchez, drummer Pete Weber, and bassist Nick. I'm not even going to say your name, brother. Yeah, you got some mad riffs, mad leads. Check out Havoc, eh? Yeah, I thought it'd come out pretty good, the backwards forwards thrash vid. I'm probably going to do a bit more thrash content and go back to my roots a bit. I've done lots of death metal, but I think I'm going to start doing a bit of I was listening to Havoc today and it just really inspired me. Because that's what happened when I was listening to lots of Cannibal Corpse at work and Carcass. That's where a lot of this whole and Deicide, binging Deicide, Cannibal Corpse, and Carcass. I have to check out them. Germany, yeah. Creator's another good one too. I'll start doing, like Slayer style. Slayer, Metallica, classic thrash, man. Bum, 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 bum. Dude, jazz for all I care. Yeah, well, I've got one that was I put up on my Patreon that was more chords and stuff. I can do like my foundations of like the cowboy chords and bar chords. The classic, little licks. They'll be all based around Metallica style things. Disc golf, frisbee disc. Wow. That's awesome. But yeah, it was only recently that I really got obsessed with Cannibal Corpse. That's what happened. Like their new stuff and just it was Spotify. That's what changed everything for me, I think. Yeah, Domination goes it goes like that as he's going through the lead. Dime does it a lot. And that's where I think I got that backwards forwards, as you go back you just quickly go to that note. I'd always have a lot of his licks and doing that lead I struggled with for ages, and then you start going. It started to become a part of my thing and I was like, why do I do this all the time? Where did I get it from? And I was like, Dime. Because I tried so hard to play like Dime for so long, and I suck at leads compared to Dime. He destroys me, eh? I can't even come close to that guy. But that's alright. But yeah. But anyway, thanks for tuning in right now. I'm going to go get some dinner going. Check out the latest thrash lead. Got some idea. I'm okay at leads. I'm pretty much if you want me to do leads, I'm going to give you legato. Legato and tapping are my strong points. And the whammy bar. The dime harmonics. So I can get melodic ideas. I really love that too. That's another thing I love to do is melody. Lots of melodic ideas. Which I think but yeah, go, if you haven't, and you're new here, watching now, subscribe to the channel. Help out a struggling Australian. Please, sir, may I have more? More? I've got to go eat my pudding now, okay? But, yeah, now thanks for dropping in. If you're new, go check out my latest video I just dropped, and I'll talk to you legends later. Have a great one. Catches.